When the sun finally returned to the Arctic Circle and stained the grey sky with blazing streaks of pink, Augustine was outside waiting. He hadn't felt natural light on his face in months. The rosy glow spilled over the horizon and seeped into the icy blue of the tundra, casting indigo shadows across the snow. The dawn climbed like a wall of hungry fire, delicate pink deepening to orange, then crimson, consuming the thick layers of cloud one at a time, until the entire sky was burning. He basked in its muted glow, his skin tingling. Which is, of course, James, the famous book that you're a big fan of.
Polar Express, bitch. Polar Express. Ring-a-ding-ding. December 1st, baby. You brought some Santa stuff. I like it.
We got... Okay, it's Good Morning Midnight, obviously, by Lily Brooks Dalton. Famously adapted into Midnight Sky with George Clooney recently by Netflix, which is a very good film. Hey, James, it's December. Hey, James, it's flipping December. It's nearly Christmas.
I wish I had like
it's nearly Christmas.
Sleigh bell sound right here that I could play.
Why am I doing that like I'm Jerry Seinfeld? It's nearly Christmas.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. That was very Jerry of you. That was very Jerry. Yeah. Too Jerry, some would say.
I've been watching some Seinfeld lately. Yeah.
Why are you doing that to yourself?
What's the deal with the reindeers? If they were so smart, why isn't the sleigh pulling them? Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean?
That's unacceptable.
Do you know what I mean, though?
That's unacceptable that you've done that.
What's the deal with Christmas? If it was so fun, why are we doing it all year round?
Why are you watching Seinfeld? Why are you doing this to yourself?
Because it's the greatest comedy that's ever been put to screen and television.
False.
Sorry, what's better?
What's better?
What's better? Is it the Advisory Podcast that you can find at twitch.tv/Black Swan Society?
Weird that you're doing a plug of our show on our own show while it's live right now on twitch.tv/Black Swan Society. Also available at youtube.com/@Black Swan Society.
And also on all of the podcast catchers of your choice, which some of them do sound made up, but we are on all of them.
What's your favorite?
Mine?
Yeah.
I love Listenly.
Oh. I love...
What about you?
I love Sound Crunch. That's my favorite one. Yeah.
Yeah. What's the special feature about Sound Crunch that you like?
What
brings you back week after week,
week after week? What brings me back is the
Is it the Advisory Podcast you can find at twitch.tv/Black Swan Society?
No, it's the nudity.
Oh.
So to answer your question, by the way, a funnier show, controversial.
Yeah.
The earlier seasons of Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and I will also throw in there Nirvana the band, the show, which I include both the television series and the web series. So
the web series is so funny.
Television series is also incredible.
You make a compelling argument. Those are both good arguments.
Thank
you. For the best show. Talk me through the nudity that you were just alluding to, vis-a-vis the platform that you're into with nudity.
It's not really your thing. It's not really your thing.
Okay.
But what might be your thing, actually? Should we intro what this show is about? Do you want to let people know what this is?
What I might do, James, is welcome you to the Advisory, the First and Lice. The First and Lice? That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing.
Thank God it's not live.
I fucked up. I'm so sorry. That's on me. I normally am at the top of my game. And I made a mistake. But welcome to the Advisory, the First and Lice. James, it's really taking a toll on me. Welcome to the Advisory, the first and last advice show on the internet where we answer questions. It's a little bit more about what it means to be less of a piece of shit human. All advice is final and legally binding. Can I see the disclaimer?
You absolutely can. Please. There you go.
Oh, in its full glory, we've worked that out. Whatever the gremlins were in the pipes, we've worked that out.
So just to cover us on the audio version of this show, because I have realized that we show only the visual disclaimer. So the audio listener we're not really covering ourselves legally there. I did get a note from legal about this. So I just wanted to say that the following show features goofs performed either by professionals or under the supervision of professionals. Accordingly, Black Swan Society, which is us fucking idiots in front of you that you're listening to right now, must insist that no one attempt to actually follow any advice spewed into the world on this show. So sort of take it all with a grain of salt, by which I mean, don't do any of it.
Immediately.
Oh.
Do it immediately without hesitating.
Perfect.
Because you said the disclaimer, so we're actually covered legally, I think is how that works.
I wanted to play a game with you really quickly.
Yeah. What I've written down here in my notes is James has a thing. What is this thing? Will it hurt my feelings? Probably. So that's what I've written in the notes of our document for this episode.
Good guess, but not this week. Maybe if you're lucky, next week I'll hurt your feelings. So I was on YouTube 2 days ago, and I was scrolling down.
YouTube.com/Black Swan Society. Perhaps.
No, just YouTube.com. And
okay, just checking.
But I do listen to and watch the VODs of my favorite podcast on that channel. We need to stop plugging ourselves. If you do it,
it's a little narcissistic. It's a little narcissistic if you watch your own stuff. So just saying, it's kind of creepy. Go on.
Anyway, I was on YouTube 2 days ago. I was scrolling down, and I stopped just above the shorts, the YouTube shorts section, and it showed this guy's forehead, and I thought to myself, the first thing that popped in my head when I looked down, I said, that's Gordon Ramsay. 100%. I know a Gordon when I see one. I know a Gordon head when I see one. And I continued to scroll down, and it was Adam Conover, who is a comedian / writer. I'm not familiar with him, but what I am familiar with is Gordon fucking Ramsay, and that wasn't him. So that got me thinking. I clearly don't know a head as good as I thought I did, and I thought, how well does David know a head?
Oh no!
So we're gonna play a game called Guess the Forehead. Now, a better, more prepared podcast would have had maybe a soundbite, a graphic. Yeah. But we don't.
You've had a week to do this, but you've not done that. So
I had 2 days because I only thought of this 2 days ago, and I only got the graphics together this morning. So go fuck yourself. I'm gonna show you a forehead, and you're gonna tell me which famous actor or actress that forehead belongs to. Okay?
What you've done here is you've picked a game that if you had to make a short list of things I would be genuinely terrible at just based on my personality alone.
Yeah.
This might be second or third on that list. But yeah, go on. What have you got? What's the have you got a catchy title for it? Because I think this could be a fun recurring bit if it takes off. Do you have a fun name for it?
Whose forehead is it anyway? How do you feel about that?
Whose forehead? Oh, that's very good.
Oh, you like that? Okay. All right.
The thing about foreheads, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I know you.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah.
What is it with foreheads?
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
More of it, sort of, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just gonna sort of. Here's our first forehead.
Okay. That's a powerful sort of. The hair is powerful.
Very powerful hair. I just realized that we were talking just a minute ago about the audio listener. If you are an audio listener, you're going to get absolutely nothing out of this segment. So you're going to have to either just skip ahead. If you hear the word forehead, just keep skipping until you stop hearing the word forehead, or go check out the bloody VODs.
Oh, this actually does. So it's not Gabriel Marked because I know what he looks like.
I don't know who's that.
He's the guy who plays the main guy in Suits.
Okay.
Gabriel Mark.
Right. Yeah.
It's a powerful forehead. It's an interesting. There's a bit of blonde in that hair in that shot. I think, like something happening there. It's not too dark.
It's a powerful forehead. It's a sexy forehead.
It's a sexy forehead.
Absolutely, I'd say.
But it's also a very sort of straight up and down head. It's a sexy forehead.
Yeah.
Is that the only clue I get?
That's the only clue. The only clue you get out of me is the picture of this beautiful, sexy forehead, and me calling it a sexy forehead.
And it's an actor.
Famous actor, very famous actor.
Oh God, I don't know.
Shot in the dark.
Is it a scenario where I get just one guess?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Go with your gut. What is she? We're really going for like gut reactions here.
Yeah. Okay, it's not Chris Evans. It's not Gabriel Mark. I would say I'm zoning in. I'm looking at it. I'm getting close. Let me make this bigger on my screen. Give me a second. I'm sorry. Let me soak it in. Looking at that hairline. Oh my God. I don't know. It's not. Who's a sexy big time guy at the moment? I have no idea, James.
A lot of sexy big
it's
time
tricky.
guys.
There's so many handsome hunks on television and film. This is very poor content because I can't think of a name now that you've asked me to name somebody. It's what's happened.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm sort of in trouble.
Famous actor. A little bit. Gut reaction. You see that forehead. You see that hairline. Your gut says
Zac Efron.
It was Leonardo DiCaprio. So again,
damn it. Oh, my mic's trying to escape again.
One of the sexiest foreheads in Hollywood, obviously. Thank you so much.
Why is my mic trying to leave my desk? This is alarming. That actually, yeah, I've watched Inception enough that I probably should have got that.
You should have known that.
He's a handsome guy. So I'm not for one.
Yes, yeah, 0 for 1 on that one. Our second forehead is female actress this time. Again, you're a big movie buff. You're a big TV and movie buff.
I have never said that about me.
So this actress a little more close to home. You know what I mean?
Australian, perhaps.
Perhaps.
Why would you think that would make it easier? I'm so out of touch.
Well, I'm just trying to give you
Australian actress.
I'm trying to give you something to go with here because
you're trying to help me a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Well, the 3 Australian actresses I know are Margot Robbie, Nicole Kidman. Is Nicole Kidman an actress? I don't know.
Yes.
And Kate Blanchett.
Oh, okay.
I want to say that's Margot Robbie, just based on the parting of the hair.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah. Is my guess. Yeah.
You're locking in Margot Robbie?
Lock it in, Eddie. Yeah.
That's Margot Robbie. Wow. Oh, wow.
It was that or Rachel Taylor, I felt like, because the hair is a dead giveaway.
Well, 1 for 2. Pretty good. Hey.
1 for 2.
Better than I expected.
Maybe I can claw it back. I don't
Maybe.
know. Yeah.
This next forehead. Ooh, another very sexy, sexy male forehead.
Some powerful hair.
Very powerful hair. A little bit of I might be giving away a little bit too much here because you can see a slight brow.
Slight brow, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't really help me at all. If I'm being completely candid with you.
Wow. Okay.
Is that Chris Hemsworth?
Lock it in. That is Christopher Hemsworth.
Let's go. Oh. It was the hair. The hair did it.
Wow. He's
got that zhuzh.
A man for hairlines. You really spot a hairline, huh? I'm personally all about foreheads, but you get it. You know it's a hairline.
If you had cropped that to just be, I'd be fucked. The forehead, nothing. I don't know. That's 2 for 3. That's not bad.
2 for 3 is pretty good. This next one is, again, we're back to a female actress. Wanted to keep it sort of, guys and gals in the mix. Oh, David's.
What's my clue here?
Your clue here is she's been in a few films as of late.
As of late.
Yeah, not Florence Pugh though, but
I've got nothing here.
You've drawn a blank.
Yeah. I might need a bit of source. I legitimately have no idea. I've got nothing.
She is in a fuck. I can't think of
it's
clues,
hard, isn't it? Yeah.
Clues to give you. Other than because if I say the first one that came to mind was she's hungry.
What?
Yeah.
How would that help me? I don't know. What that
okay,
means.
Good. It didn't.
She's hungry.
She's hungry. Yeah.
She's hungry.
Yes.
She's the country Hungary?
No.
Okay.
Just to clarify, she's not the country Hungary, but she's hungry.
That's a good clarification.
Yeah.
Recently and stuff, I haven't really watched anything in a long time. She's hungry. Natalie Portman.
Jennifer Lawrence. Hunger Games.
Oh.
Hungry, Hunger Games. Yeah. I thought I was doing like a little because that was a book one. I thought you might get that because you're a bookman.
Yeah, but I don't actually like those films because they're not as good as the books. So I wouldn't actually. I don't really subscribe to that. So.
Shots fired. 3 more. Really,
it's 2 out of 4. Should we go rapid fire? 2 out of 4. I'll try and give you my initial reaction.
This one here.
That's Gordon Ramsay.
Is absolutely Gordon Ramsay. Yeah, that's easy to spot that forehead. Unfortunately, I fucked up
3 out of 5.
Spotting the forehead earlier, but that's fine.
That's because you weren't looking at the hairline. 3 out of 5, not bad.
This next forehead.
I need something.
Been in the news a lot lately.
Been in the news a lot. Quentin Tarantino.
Oh, I should have said not film related. Is Elon Musk.
Yeah, you tricked me on that one. That was a ruse to get. Can we disqualify that because that's not an actor at all? This is what's happened.
We will not, unfortunately. Sorry, and the ruling is, unfortunately, the people setting up the rules did say, they told me to tell you this, suffer in your jocks was their ruling on that one. Okay, he's flipping you guys off, just so you're aware. And the last one, this one should be, I think, pretty easy for you.
What does that mean?
You've watched him a lot. You know?
Huh? I've watched him a lot.
You've seen him a lot. Yeah.
What does that mean? What? James, what does that mean? I've watched him a lot?
All I'm saying is this one should be very easy for you because you've watched him a lot.
I don't know. I don't even have the semblance of a guess. I'm staring at the forehead here and I'm looking at the hair. I'm looking at the sort of the haircut. I've watched him a lot.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Bit of a giveaway.
Is he in Sherlock?
He's Scottish.
Is it David Tennant? It's David Tennant.
It's David Tennant. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Bit of
I would not have got that if you hadn't said that. Like, I'll take the L on that one. I did not get that one.
I think you were.
If you had a Doctor Who haircut, I would have spotted it like instantly, like immediately, like straight away.
Yeah. One of the pictures, he was sort of leaning up against a TARDIS, and I was like, he
could have been a giveaway.
David knows 2 things. He knows a hairline and he knows a TARDIS. He'll get that right away. So
I'm a big TARDIS boy.
So there was
that was very fun.
I don't know how many were in that.
It was 3 out of 7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You were 5 out of 7. Pretty good.
That was actually extremely fun. I would love to do that again. I feel like the issue is though I put you on the spot with the clues. I don't know why we're having a production meeting on air, but like that was probably in the future.
Yeah.
The pre-prepared clue would be the thing.
Definitely. I'll add it to the we'll chat about it offline. We'll add it to the notes.
We'll add it to the notes. Before we get into the advice and whatnot, which is what the show is about, James. Today, when this is live, probably not when you hear it, because of how when you hear that. So we're doing a live stream, and then it's gonna get put places later.
Yeah.
That isn't now.
Yes.
And so when you might be hearing it, it's not now when we're recording it.
Yeah.
Right.
Think of if you're listening to or watching this not at 6:19 p.m. on Thursday, the 1st of December 2022, you think of it kind of like a VCR. You know, you're watching a video later.
You've popped that in and you've rewound it to the start and you've pressed play.
Starship Troopers started at 11:30 p.m. on a Wednesday night. You obviously couldn't stay up that late to watch it. Mum and Dad wouldn't let you because you've got to go.
DVR it.
Yeah, because you had to go to school the next day. So you had to. You probably only watched 30 minutes and then you taped the rest. But the good news is that there aren't any annoying late night commercials that you need to skip through when you watch our VODs. So
that's true. And the advantage of watching that film and that VCR is you get to see there's some boobies in it. And if that's not nothing.
Exactly. And there's like a neon translucent or transparent violin. in it.
It's a very good film, and a lot of people continually miss the point of it. Today, James, however, all to say, it's coming up to the end of the year. It's Christmas time. Okay, we are plotting our grand extra long stream like we did for Halloween for Christmas because we love Crimbo. We're big Santa fans. People have called us
3 words. We froth Crimbo. Everyone knows that.
We love the tunes. We love the hats. We love the beers. Okay. So what you need to do is lock this in your brain pan. 22nd of December, Thursday, 6 p.m. AEST. We might start a little earlier. I don't know. 6 p.m. AEST. Lock it in. Bring yourself a few 6-packs of beer. Settle in for an extra long streaming event. We are going to do a Christmas themed episode of this show, The Advisory. And then we are going to do a tradition that we have started, which is on our big holidays, on the big specials, we read kind of a spooky story afterwards, and we kind of dig into it. And so it's going to be really fun. I'm going to give James 2 options that are slightly less long this time, and we're going to have a really, really good time. So lock that in. Christmas episode, 22nd of December. It'll be on the socials. You'll see a trailer. It'll be the whole thing. It's going to be really, really fun. I've already started gathering Crimbo-themed questions. I'm very, very excited.
Oh, I'm gagging for it.
That's announcement number 1. Announcement number 2 is today, Spotify Wrapped came out. This is in my last item of business before it's advice o'clock, James.
Sorry, I'll get someone to edit this in later. Me doing a little party popper.
Yeah. No. Oh, you'll put that in?
Yeah. Someone will.
Yeah, Someone will. Before we get to advice o'clock, James, Spotify Wrapped came out, and you sent me a message. I'm just going to read you this email exchange really quickly. I said email. I sound a billion years old all the time. That's cool. You said, okay, what is it? What's your most played song of 2022? And I said, save it for the potty. And you said, haha, love it. James, because my thing will be funny to you because you think my music taste is garbo.
Yes.
What was the lay of the land on the Spotify Wrapped for James?
Well, I'm going to make a prediction for you. A lot of fucking Taylor Swift. A lot of Taylor Swift. Probably quite a lot of hip-hop as well. But there will be an unfathomable amount of minutes given to T-Swizz coming from
Do you want to take
your streaming device.
So here's how this is going to work. So here's how we're going to do it. I want you to guess my top 5 artists. It's going to be tricky because you don't know all the stuff I listen to. Top 5 artists, and then I want you to, and we'll do that, and then I want you to guess the number of total minutes I listen to Taylor Swift. How does that sound?
Okay, I think top 5 artists for David, it's going to be Taylor Swift number 1. Number 2 is going to be you love the guy with the glasses and he's real small and nerdy and he's a rapper. What's his name? He's a real small
horror show?
No, I'm talking about the other one. The other one that you bloody love. He quit doing rap and then he came back to rap.
Logic.
All right, I think
he's like 6'2". Why'd you call that's he doesn't even wear glasses. Anyway, sorry, go on.
Every time I've seen him, he's looked very small and he's been wearing glasses. I don't know what to tell you. Logic number 2, I'm going to go with Hilltop Hoods number 3. Okay. Horror Show number 4. And I'm going to go with some obscure trashy dad band for number 5. Maybe Mountain Goats or whatever the fuck you're into. There's something like that. That's what I guess.
This is heinously close. So it is. Oh, the text that's supposed to be green, but that's fine. So top artist Taylor Swift, then Camp Cope, Horror Show, the Mountain Goats, and then All Day, who's like an emo rapper. You basically cold shotted the whole thing. That's pretty impressive.
I mean,
like there's a dad band. Taylor Swift is in the top.
Yeah.
Camp Cope, I feel like you probably didn't maneuver to that. You assumed it was too much hip hop. Camp Cope released an album at the start of the year, which I've been thrashing the entire year. You forgot that I'm a big sad guy.
Yeah, I've listened to Camp Cope did a cover of, I think it's a Sam Fender song.
17 Going Under. It's a banger.
They fucking crushed that. That's really good. I've listened to that a lot.
It's better than the original, to be honest.
Oh yeah,
like
easily.
The piano on it. Oh yeah. So you're pretty close on that.
Yeah.
Which I admire. Okay, so next one is so this is in minutes. Okay, well there's two metrics it gives me for Taylor Swift. It gives me the total minutes I spent listening to her, and then it gives me the percentage of listeners in the world that I was in Taylor Swift.
Top 0.5%. I think you're in the top
0.5
0.5% of global listeners for T-Swizz.
Yep.
And I think you're probably punching just T-Swizz.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say 15,000 minutes.
So you got the minutes right, is what I would say.
Okay.
But I'm just gonna put it up, and you got the minutes exactly right. I got 15,060 minutes.
Yep.
The percentage, I'm in the top 0.1% of Taylor Swift listeners globally.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Yeah.
So again,
0.1%.
Dog, am I living in your walls? How scarily accurate am I getting to your music taste?
I'm just very transparent, I think. But that's fun. You did pretty well. That was really good. I was expecting maybe some stray kind of guesses, but you literally got the number on the nose.
Yeah.
Did you just pull 15,000 from your ass? Like, how did that happen?
I did in 2022. I did a total playtime of 30,000 minutes, and I figured David's pulling at least half of my total time just on Taylor Swift.
That's actually really good. Let me see if I can get you the total hours that I did. Because I listened to a lot of music in this year. It's playing the animation. So I listened to, my total playtime was 144,900 minutes, which is more than 99% of Australians. I listen to a lot of music.
Yeah, do you just have, is there just music playing 24/7 everywhere you go? Are you blasting this shit while you're asleep? Are you sleeping to?
No, I ain't doing that
playing
shit.
Like on your Spotify, you're playing those like 8-hour long like brown noise simulators where you're just like, and you're getting the whole.
Those are all conscious metric hours.
Wow, conscious
I don't
hours.
do any
okay.
Listening to music like it's on, like it's I'm not sleeping like it's.
You don't do any sleep minutes. Your 2022 Wrapped is all fully cognizant, conscious, coherent
live minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly right.
Wow.
Yeah. I lead an interesting life, and most of those minutes are Taylor Swift, it turns out. So that's something to think about.
And at one point, we will get into the fact that David themes his playlists for the days, and he only listens to those playlists on those days. It's very like Alice in Wonderland, like down,
James,
spiral.
It's gonna be a follower goal, I think, to do that episode where we deep dive into it.
Yeah.
Perhaps in the new year. Who knows? Who could say?
We did it. It turns out you know foreheads, and I know you.
Me. Yeah. Who would have guessed? I suppose in that case, James, it means it's probably time for the feature question, I suppose. We've sort of
someone.
Checked in on let's be generous to the world, and let's really just offer out some advice.
Yeah.
Let's really reach out.
David, you know what? We've done 30 straight minutes of masturbatory content. Now let's give back to the world.
Some people say, James, that the advisory, they're always saying this to me. They're always I'm going to the grocery store. I'm in the self-checkout aisle, and the person who's there to sort of resolve the issues, they pull me aside and they say, David, the advisory is very inward looking, and I'd appreciate you to help more people every episode. And I say to them, check this episode out, because we're doing it. We're going to help somebody.
Interesting. And people say to me, they say, James, and I say, I'm sorry, do we know each other? And they go, no, you don't know me, but I know you. And I just want to say, thank you for your work. They say that.
They say that to you?
Yeah. And I go,
Because
oh.
usually, right, okay.
I go, oh, okay. Thank you so much. And they say, and tell that David cunt, fuck out of here. And I said, okay, I'll pass it on to him.
Yeah.
I'll pass it on. And would you like me to sort of, and they say, yeah, say it exactly how I said it. And I said, I will. So
I see what's occurred here. Yeah. Well, what normally happens is they come up to me and then they say that stuff and then they ask me to leave. So that kind of tracks with what you said as well.
Yeah.
I entitled this one, and let me tell you, James. I entitled this episode a type of way. You edited my title. No shade, it's fine. No beef on the advisory podcast. This question is titled "The Always On, Definitely Not a Spy Camera." Let me hit you with it. I'm gonna give you the first little taster, and we're gonna see where we land. Also, we got Puerto Rico Common. I fucked that up immediately in the chat. What's good, man? This is a feature question. So, for context, my twin sister is with an older man, close to 25-year age gap. Jesus. And they literally had the most genuine relationship. Both so in love for over a year. Now he has children and a house, but it was decided to get an apartment. I'm a twin sister and I moved in as well. And it's a beautiful open loft. Most of the time, it's just me and her. Just me and her here.
Mm-hmm.
So, just as a bit of world building, what do you think is going to occur here? What's your advice, intuition telling you?
I think this seems like some dirty bird is setting up a little twins at home sitch with this strange 25 years. Speaking of like an age gap thing, I don't know if you definitely wouldn't have been, but there's this whole like age gap thing that's been happening on like Brisbane TikTok lately with specifically these two people. This like 23-year-old girl has been dating this, I think like 57-year-old guy, and they have been doing a bunch of like live streams and stuff where they've been like talking to people, and they've just sort of blown up. And now their whole relationship, like it even got written about in like some like local news thing as well. And he's very successful, very wealthy. He's like on the board of like a bunch of different companies and stuff. And it has just over the past few weeks spiraled completely out of control. They've broken up. He's been live streaming himself with like bags of cocaine. He's like rat fucked. He got kicked off the board of one of his companies. It's just
for sure. Yeah.
It never ends well. It never ends.
No.
Yeah.
It really doesn't. But if you are not a lady, I am single, so hit me up. However, me being a student and my twin being a waitress and him having a lot more money, he pays the majority of the rent, even if he's not here that often. Okay. So like the situation, I guess, at first blush is you live with your sister and her partner, he's kind of well off because he's a bit older. He pays most of the rent. Sure. The other day, his friend came over and they set up something beside my window. My sister asked, what is that? They both said it was a CO2 detector. It stayed there for a few hours. Then she looked up the brand and it was actually a home surveillance camera.
Okay.
Now, you're a student of the human psyche, James. What do you think the sister's reaction is to that?
Probably, a series of discovery. You're very inquisitive at first. You probably run through why would you need to be filming that kind of stuff. I'd be ripping the fucking thing out of the fucking wall.
Yeah
But I mean, do you know how many videos there are online where people will be like, people even like sell little like flashing light things so that when you stay in a hotel room or an Airbnb, you can find cameras and things so they like reflect off the surface or whatever. And I think cool. I think so much of this like marketing and advertising plays on people's fears of that being the case. And it's like, dog, they just set this up so they could film it and sell you this flashing little light. Like,
yeah.
the majority of the time,
this shit, and it's like there's no you're in a fucking Airbnb in like Adelaide, like they're not filming you.
Yeah, or people go up and they put their like finger against the glass, and there's some rule or trick or something where if there's a gap between the glass, that means it's like a two-way mirror or one-way mirror or some shit.
What?
Yeah, it's a whole big thing, and it's like 9 times out of 10, no one gives a shit what you're up to. No one's filming you. A lot of this is sort of just it's made up bullshit to make you afraid to sell you stuff.
Correct. This isn't that scenario.
Definitely not in this case. when you CO2 detector, what's that? Let me just Google that. It's a camera, cunt.
That's a camera. Also, take the label off. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. GTFO is correct. Thank you in chat. So she's super mad at the fact that he didn't say what it was. He said, quote, "It's one of the features of the CO2 detector." What are you talking about? Yeah, actually, babe, listen, babe, before you get crazy, because I know you get crazy. I know you females get crazy. What it is it's actually a CO2 detector. And what they've done is, in case of a CO2 emergency, there's actually a camera that's always recording all the time and sends data to my phone directly in real time. But it's a CO2 detector, babe, I promise. So that's something to think about.
Those also aren't really like things here.
What's that? CO2 detectors?
Yeah, like I hear a lot about them being more common in America and stuff. But have you lived anywhere that's had a CO2 detector?
No, I gather that so one of the things about where we live specifically, like Australia in general, is like while we have like quite grouped population density, it's nothing compared to the rest of the world density wise. So it's not really a going issue, is my understanding. Like it's just not an issue here yet because our country is so big, like compared to how many people are in it. So no, I've come across air purifiers for like dust and stuff if you live near a road.
Yeah. And what's so weird about like that last Airbnb that I stayed at that had the really big air purifier was like had this really like strange like lens like reflective sort of like cap on the side of it. And they said that was to just sort of like suck in more of the dust.
It's sort of it's actually like an infrared. It sort of checks the amount of dust in the air.
The little flashing red light under it as well, they said was that's the that's to confirm that it's on. So if you don't see that blinking, it's probably off. So
that's how you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can get you the footage from that if you
Weird that they'd put it right in front of the shower though, but you know. I guess that's where
the best place to put it.
It's where all the dust sort of congregates, I guess.
I can probably find you the footage if you need it. It does also, just by the way, it does also record everything that's always happening and uploads it to a server I have. But it is primarily a air purifier.
And that's for my safety.
That's so that you have pure air and you don't have too much CO2 in your lungs. And that's really a public safety. That's what a lot of Airbnbs don't go out of the way to do that. We do. We care. But if you would like that footage back, it will cost you $2,000.
Well, thank you.
To get it deleted permanently. So.
Nah, I trust you. You're good.
Yeah. Anyway, she unplugged it and got super angry. Weird. He acts as though she has no reason to be mad and says he's allowed to put a camera without asking for permission from anyone but himself because it's his place, even if we pay rent.
So he just comes out and admits it then. He's like,
this guy isn't even hiding it.
So what that is, that's actually a CO2 detector. And she's like, pulls it, unplugs it. I think it's a camera. Don't unplug my cameras. I mean, he's like, I'm allowed to have a camera. Yeah, I'm allowed to have a camera in my apartment. I'm allowed to film whoever I want in here. But it was a CO2 detector.
It's my place. It's my gaff. It's my spot.
Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. But
yeah,
just fully outs himself off the bat when she unplugs it. Hey, I'm allowed to have cameras.
Because here's the thing: if she unplugged it and he was like, "Hey, it's an easy brand name to get mixed up," there is an always-on video home surveillance camera often used for pornography. But this is the same brand, and it's actually a CO2 detector. I can see how you got confused, right? But he's just like, actually, actually, I can put a camera anywhere I want because I own the place.
Yeah. Doesn't even try to
Yeah.
defend it. Doesn't try to lie anymore. He's like, I've been caught. And now I'm just
leaning in.
yeah, I'm leaning into it. I can
Yeah.
put a camera wherever I want, dude.
Now, you if you were kind of feeling a bit skeezy about this, which I think is like a reasonable reaction,
Yeah.
this next line is going to make you physically uncomfortable. So just vibe check, James. So far, how are we sitting with this kind of living situation? I think that the comment before, which was "get the fuck out," is probably like sort of the prevailing vibe.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about the scenario so far?
Well, I would sort of well, so if it's me, probably uncomfortable a little bit. A little bit uncomfortable.
You don't feel good about it.
Well, I mean, it depends where it is. You know what I mean? Is it watching
What do you mean? The camera?
Yeah.
Oh, the bit I cut out is that they live in a loft. Sorry, I cut out a bit at the start. So they live in a loft, and it's like their own little like floor at the top,
right?
Where just the sister live, like just the person writing this question lives. So the answer is it's on their window filming their bedroom. Basically, is the answer to that question.
So is that sort of like, and that's sort of like yeah, and that's where like the majority of sort of like break-ins happen. I'm assuming is sort of like very bedroom sort of oriented.
On a 2-story walk up, a 2-story apartment building, people gain ingress through the window on the second floor in the loft, facing the bed.
Facing the bed,
where they kind of where they obtain ingress into the apartment in order to do theft.
Definitely.
For sure.
So
that's sort of a very rational thing to have done.
Yeah. So it sounds like it's there for my safety. So I probably wouldn't question it too much. Maybe
that's cool.
Maybe start to put something in front of it and just sort of read the room. How does he react to that? This CO2, because I don't know if I'm gonna. Okay, if you find a camera, are you immediately going into confrontation mode? Are you taking it down and saying like, hey? Or are you trying to do a sly where you're like, is that a camera?
I'm doing like
put a plant in front of it and see what happens.
Full Home Alone. Like I'm trying to I'm putting a screen in front of the camera so I can play back footage of the empty room. Like I'm doing all kinds of stuff to.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm really fully like I want to catch this guy.
Yeah, very Fifth Element where the guy has the picture of the hallway on his hat. So so
I wouldn't know that because I'm not old, so I haven't seen that. But
it's a good one. You should watch it. You should watch it. Yeah.
I'm not old, so I won't watch that.
Definitely. Can't listen to Mountain Goats, but that's fine. That's fine.
Thing is, giving you a lot of the bird tonight. James, the thing is, he knows when we're home alone, we'll walk around naked. How is that okay? So. The vibe went from cool to rancid very quickly.
Yeah.
Because he's not home a lot. It's me and my twin sister. We're just out in the nutty, just doing our thing. And he's putting up a Camry.
Right. So he's creating like a
camera.
So he's like selling this somewhere probably.
He's live streaming this somewhere online. He's on like an OnlyFans. He's doing something. But James, he claims he wasn't hiding the fact that he's putting a camera up because he did it in front of her.
Well, except that he did.
Except he lied about it. Except he lied about it. He lied about it. He said it was CO2, and then he was like, "I could put a camera wherever I want."
Yeah. So I don't think even if at that point you really don't get to sort of hit me with the bullshit of, "Hey guys, I never tried to hide it." At no point when we came into the apartment and I lied right to your face about what it was, I wasn't hiding what was going on.
Okay, but you understand the fundamental issue here is that even if you were telling us the truth, it wouldn't be okay, right? You understand that. I don't want you filming my twin sister naked, just doing her thing around the house. You understand that's the issue. The lying is just sort of a component of that.
Yeah. Is everyone confronting him about this, or is this just sort of like the twin sister that's mainly got an issue with this?
It sounds like it's the question asker's twin sister. Because the twin sister isn't like I'm tremendously offended by this. They're like, yeah, he wanted to film me naked, whatever. It's no big, it's whatever. But she seems upset. She's being crazy about it.
Well, I mean, you should probably be. I don't need anyone filming me when I'm. You know when people are like, "What? Hey,
James, you're on camera right now.
If you've got nothing to hide," it's like, well, I don't have anything to hide, but I also don't want, a camera watching me going who the fuck knows where all the time. So I would be.
You don't want to see.
It sounds like a nice place. Routine. It's gonna be hard for me to leave. I'm gonna have to leave. I'm not gonna be happy about it.
Yeah, but you're gonna have to. So this is where I can't tell if the lie gets more elaborate or if the situation gets weirder. Sometimes on the show, like you read what another human being has said to the question asker, and you're like, oh, they're just taking you for a ride. But this made me go, what is happening? So, because the friend installed it. Keep that in mind when I say this. So the friend came over and installed it.
Okay.
He claims he installed it because he keeps a lot of money here, but there's literally a bunch of surveillance cameras in the hallway. If someone broke in, we'd be able to check, like we said.
Yeah.
He said his friend gave him the camera as a gift. He thinks he did nothing wrong and is calling out my sister for getting mad. So, James, hey buddy, Merry Christmas, Merry Crimbo. Here's an innocuous looking surveillance camera disguised as a CO2 detector.
Yeah.
As a gift. And if you don't install it in your partner's twin sister's loft, where she often walks around naked, I'm going to be offended.
I'm going to be pretty offended,
I'm going to shut down the advisory. We're not friends anymore. So you better install that shit. And you better let me install it personally. With a live stream connection to that camera, probably.
Yeah. So
what I'm saying.
It's like when you gift someone, like a shirt, and you're like, we're going to fucking drinks tonight or whatever. I don't really want to wear the shirt. The shirt's a fugly shirt. I don't really like. It's not really my style. But
wait, you didn't like the shirt?
David's gonna be there, so I'm gonna have to wear.
You said you loved it.
I'm gonna have to wear the fugly fucking shirt that David got me with his trash taste, and I'm gonna have to look fugly for one night. But to keep the bonds of this friendship strong, I'm gonna wear again the heinously fugly fucking shirt. You know what I mean?
You said you liked it.
Oh, this has nothing to do with
to find that out now.
No. This has nothing to do with the shirt that you got me. The shirt you got me is wonderful. I love it.
Oh, this is like hypothetical.
Oh, this is hypothetical. Yeah. This isn't even us. Yeah. It's not even. Yeah. No, the shirt you got, it's great. You know how much I love turquoise.
It's your favorite color. You're always saying that to me, and I pay attention, and so I remember that.
I love in the brain neon turquoise. Mixed with patterns of neon green. It's my favorite. I love it, and it looks really good. I thought it'd be funny
on the green screen because it could anyway. I thought it'd be funny.
Yeah. No, I remember because you said you were sort of laughing and saying that you're gonna look like a patchy fuckwit. I'll just show you what I said. Yeah, well, that's verbatim what you said, and I said, oh, okay. Well, thank you so much for this great shirt. But so when your friend gifts you a single security camera, you have to put it in your house facing your bed. Everyone knows that.
Not your bed. Your partner's twin sister's bed. A bed. Any bed in the house. The character from Community, but like a bed in your home.
Exactly.
Now
the hot spot for robberies.
For the criminals, they're always that's where they find the goods. Now that's pretty bad as sort of a layout of the land of sort of what's occurring here. How I said before that he was paying most of the rent?
Yeah.
He's because he's well off, he's a bit older.
Yeah.
Well, James, he now says that my sister needs to pay half of the rent, knowing very well that we can't afford it. Any advice?
Yeah.
So it sounds like he had a plan to subsidize your part of the rent.
Yeah.
And
Or he
yeah,
wanted
or
to financially manipulate you into doing something that he wanted to do. And then when
which
you
is
refused to allow him to film you without your knowledge or consent, he said,
mhm.
well, now I guess you need to pay rent, which makes
Yeah,
it
but hang on.
seem kind of
Wait, whoa, whoa,
like
whoa, 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 whoa. Hang on.
this
Let me stop you. Hang
wasn't
on.
for my protection or safety.
You say that, but it's his apartment. He
Right.
doesn't need to ask for permission. So I
Okay.
hear what you're saying. I guess what I would say to you is it's his apartment and
Yeah.
he doesn't need to ask for consent from anybody else because he owns it.
Mm.
And so, but continue, um, continue because I just think that's important that we acknowledge that,
Well, let's test to see if it's a live stream. Okay. And the way that I'm going to give that a bit of a tester
yeah,
is
go on.
to show nude images of him at the camera and just sort of gauge his reaction.
You sort of do one of these, you put it up,
Yeah.
there, one of these ones.
Or, get a good high res, high quality, like a 200-300 GSM, printout.
Maybe just raw. Take it on your DSLR, print it out to be like, an A3 size.
Yeah.
Okay. Really get it up there.
Or like, I don't know how good you are with if you've got Photoshop, but you can sort of just do remove background, get him fully nude, trim that out, go get a life-size print, and then just stand that in front of the camera and just sort of gauge his reaction to it to see if it's a live stream. If he reacts
here, James,
negatively, you got your answer.
What if he reacts positively and he starts making more money? That's the real concern I have.
Well, either way, I'm paying half of this rent, cunt, and I'm still living in this wonderful loft. Okay?
Yeah.
Maybe he then comes to me afterward. He says, you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. I was fully gonna stream the camera.
It's gonna
for
stream
money.
the camera.
But now it turns
you
out
and your sister naked at home.
Yeah, you have inadvertently turned me into a nude streamer now, and I've actually tripled my money from showing full blown visible dong on cam.
Hanging dong.
Yeah.
Do you think that because so often when I delve into the back waters of the internet to find advice for this, it's a lot of it's just like really genuinely heartbreaking where like you read through a thing and you're like, that's just someone having a really hard time. Or it's like a really toxic relationship or something. This one appealed to me because I love the idea of you lie or you ask your friend to lie for you. You get caught in the lie and you go, it doesn't matter. I lied. I'm still filming you. And it's like the 4D chess happening to be like, yes, obviously I'm filming you. I did tell you. No, you didn't. That's gaslighting me. I did tell you, but it's also my apartment, so it's okay. And then the idea to then like financially blackmail your partner and her twin sister that live with you is, I don't want to be that guy, but it sounds like this guy who's 25 years older might be taking advantage of your sister just a wee bit.
I mean, there's
and you, it turns out.
Yeah, the only real solution to this is we take the camera down. If you now say that I need to pay the rent, then we both leave, and you probably don't want to have anything to do with this person because this is quite obviously a manipulative, toxic, fucking creepy weirdo.
I think that you're not seeing a solution that I'm seeing, James. Okay, what you want to do is you want to turn plug the camera back in. Okay, you want to sort of stage your twin sister getting into some real moral peril. Maybe she has a heart attack. Maybe she has a trip. She falls. Bit of an injury. Okay. The partner, he comes rushing in because he's looking at the live stream. He's like, oh my God, are you okay? Are you okay? And then he turns around and who's there? None other but Punk's Ashton Kutcher. and he live on tele, he says, "You done got punked, you toxic piece of crap," and you exposed him on national television. And I feel like I feel like you should have seen that solution. I'm disappointed you didn't. I'm obviously Ashton Kutcher's on speed dial for us, and I feel like he's always looking for a gig, and I feel like we could help him out. So
I'm gonna level with you. I missed the Cooch play on that one.
Hey, you know what? I appreciate the honesty.
Yeah,
sometimes you can be combative when you get back into your corner, but I appreciate the honesty.
The problem is that we were talking so much about live streams and webcams and digital technology, and we were talking about like Web3, and we were talking about NFTs, and we were talking about crypto. We were talking about very future oriented things. So I wasn't thinking of cable television loser Ashton Kutcher, okay?
Whoa,
I wasn't talking about MTV Presents Who Gives a Shit Ashton Kutcher, all right?
I'm sorry.
Dog, you are so 2008, 3000 and late, okay? I was thinking new tech.
I appreciate you feel caught out right now and you're lashing out. But if you could not lash out at TV's own Ashton Kutcher, because you're gonna look back on this when you're in a sober mindset and you're centered, you're gonna look back on this moment and you're gonna regret lashing out at TV's Ashton Kutcher. Right. So I just think let's take a beat, let's take a minute, and let's remember that America's national treasure, Ashton Kutcher, is not the target of your anger.
Okay.
And you really need to look inside yourself and find out why you're attacking America's treasure, MTV's treasure, Ashton Kutcher. So I've
had a minute to think about it, and I would like to say something.
I empathize with you. Okay, well,
I've had a minute to think about it, and I'd like to say something.
And I will listen. I will listen to you because I respect you as a person and a friend.
Thank you.
So I go on, James. Tell me what you have.
I need you and everyone listening to be very receptive to this. Okay, because I've had a minute to think about it.
Sorry, I'm doing my receiving pose.
Ashton Kutcher is garbage. Now, also, keep in mind you're in the receiving state, so just let this process, okay? Punked may have given way to the gross and toxic landscape that is YouTube and social media prank video stars. And if we look at ourselves quite honestly and we think about it, Ashton Kutcher might very well be the reason for some of the worst content on the internet. And I'll reiterate, fully fuck Ashton Kutcher and his piss water television show Punked all the way into the toilet. Thank you.
Do you ever have somebody sort of lay out your patterns before you and sort of help you see something about yourself that maybe you've never seen before? Okay, it's like when you're in therapy and you say something and they say, "Hey, do you think it's unusual that XYZ?" And I guess what I would like to say is that if Ashton Kutcher directly and indirectly is sort of culpable and accountable culture-wise for the prank style content on YouTube, that gave rise to the Paul brothers and the this, that, and the fifth thing. You know all the people.
Yeah.
If that was Ashton Kutcher's doing from his very fun, lighthearted MTV show, I would like to say that if that is what occurred, that what I've done here tonight is wrong. It was big-headed of me.
Yeah.
It was preemptive. I didn't have all the facts. And I would like to say that I haven't done anything wrong. I acted on the facts I had available to me. Knowing the new facts, I've adapted and changed.
Yeah.
And what I'm now realizing, looking upon myself, reflecting on what I've said tonight, is that Ashton Kutcher may in fact be the source of the problem, and that these
Yes.
new people doing the wrong thing are the symptoms of that initial infection.
Yes.
And what I would like to say is that if you are somebody who makes such a mistake, I encourage you to really look inside yourself.
Yeah.
And, as people of the world, our job is to, you know, acknowledge what's observed, and sort of, adapt to that. Be open to being wrong about Ashton Kutcher and Punked, a show that we all hold so dearly in our hearts. And so I would like to formally, to you, James, first of all, apologize to you for
Thank
making
you.
such a mistake.
Thank
I'd like
you.
to apologize. To the audience, I would like to say I'm very sorry for endorsing Ashton Kutcher and all of his goofs and gaffs and various hijinks.
Yeah.
And to the question asker, I would like to apologize as well, because I feel like what ended up happening there is I let my personal feelings get in the way of some pretty good jokes. And so I want to say I'm sorry, and I'll do better next time. And I'm a YouTuber, so you can trust that I will. I definitely have learned from this for sure, big time. I've learned from this.
Yeah.
Definitely. I've definitely changed and learned from this for sure.
Yeah. This seems like one of those.
I have.
Yeah, this seems like preemptively, you sort of, before the backlash can even sort of come, you've sort of jumped in and you've issued sort of the standard YouTuber apology before the the sort of public at large really gets to sort of sweep this up into sort of like the disgusting controversy that it is. But
mate, let me tell you, PC culture gone mad, mate. You can't bloody say comedy's dead. You can't bloody say anything anymore. PC culture gone mad. So if you want to cancel me, you can cancel me. But I tell you what, you're the problem, not me. Okay, I'm a big advocate of free speech. I'm gonna say what I want to say. Comedy's not dead as long as I'm alive, and you can cancel me all you want. But I'm here and I'm saying stuff that you don't like to hear. Is it racist? Yes. Is it sexist? Yes. Is it deeply offensive? Yes. But that's my right as a person. And I should be, as a public figure, I should be inoculated from consequence, because I think that I have the freedom to say what I want without any significant consequence to my career, because I'm a middle-aged white guy who grew up privileged, and all of a sudden people want me to not be offensive to everyone all the time. I don't think so. Excuse you. PC culture gone mad, James. You can't say anything anymore. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. And now
it's ridiculous.
What I'm gonna do there is I'm gonna clip that, what you just said there, out of context. I'm gonna post it on Twitter under an anonymous account. And I'm gonna say, like, something about, like, can you believe what these fucking alt-right this alt-right podcaster said on this funny, jovial, innocent young man's podcast. I'm talking about me there. And then I'm gonna post that, not with your apology or anything, and it's just gonna look like you sort of went on this weird Kanye West style ranting tirade about how you can't say anything and PC culture and things like that. So
James, I don't care, because QAnon will help me and save me. So you can say whatever you want. Do whatever you want. So, because QAnon's got my back. So just keep that in mind.
I'm sorry. No. We're not ending the show. I'm leaving, is what's happening. Because you're really sort of aligning yourself with some political parties that I may be.
No, I'm not aligning myself.
Don't want to be associated with.
It's just supporting me. It's not the same thing.
Right. And I would no longer like to support you, I guess, is sort of the reality of that. So
something I would say is that I've been thinking about this a lot, because me and my buddy Darth just finished our podcast, Give Up After 3. And one of the biggest topics of that was like this big conspiracy theorist culture that grew up kind of online around like the Sherlock TV show, and how that kind of matriculated into Flat Earth and QAnon. And what I would say is that if you know people that kind of talk like that and are radicalized into those spaces where, in these tentpole conspiracies, things like that. What I would say is that the way to approach those kinds of people is with empathy, right? Like, people believe in this stuff because they feel disenfranchised or they feel like they're alone, and these places give them the flexibility and the freedom to simplify the complexity of life. Everything is all part of the plan, right? Like, it's this deep state conspiracy. It's all part of the plan. It gives them a comfort. It's sort of like religion, right? Where it's like, if you can take the complexity of reality and flatten it into a series of rules or predictions or a plan or something like that, it gives you comfort, right? Because you don't have to grapple with the enormous entropy of the universe and the unlikelihood of our existence. If it's all part of a plan or part of a bigger picture or part of a larger creator's picture, it gives you that kind of comfort. And so what I would say is that people in those positions, what they don't need is people making fun of them. And yeah, I get it. It's really fun. It's really funny. Like, I get it. But if you know people that talk like that or that react to people calling out people for being shitty like that, the thing that you can do as a person that knows them directly is be empathetic and reach out to them and be like, hey, I want you to be part of my life. I understand where you're coming from, and try to connect with them, because the best way out of these spaces is to connect with people genuinely and authentically, because those people, they just need to be heard and seen. And if someone says, hey, I get what you're going through, let's chat about it, that's the best way to kind of undo some of the underpinnings of that radicalization and bring them back to reality. And I was doing a bit, obviously, but to my mind, I think it's a really challenging part of our current society, which is, those people are right to be fearful of the state of reality. Like, things do feel like they're sort of ending at all times. And our job is to help them understand that, like, even if that's what it feels like, there are still people around them that matter and care about them. And it's our job as those people to reach out and try and make those connections, because if we don't, then they are going to be subjected to the people that have ulterior motives and have an agenda and are trying to trick them, convince them, gain what they need. And we saw that last year in January 6th, and we're going to see it again, I think. And so our job as people is to have a good time with each other and empathize with each other and try and help those people in those places, and be empathetic to their struggles, because they're not bad people. They are just vulnerable and being taken advantage of. So that's all I wanted to say on that. Also, apparently, Ashton Kutcher, you might be the problem. So really look at yourself in the mirror, or in the gallery, as it is. What's up?
Where are we?
What's up? What happened? We went into the stratosphere for a minute. Yeah.
Wow, we really spiraled on that one, huh?
Yeah.
Quick, say something funny.
Sleep last night.
Quick, say something funny. Yeah.
Why did the chicken cross the road?
Why?
He fancied it, didn't he? He reckoned it was time.
Thank you so much for tuning into the very last episode.
Tuning to the very last episode of
the Advisory, and anything to do with Black Swan Society.
Black Swan Society.
I've been James. This has been David.
James.
Don't need to plug their socials, obviously.
Don't need to plug the socials because it's the last episode.
Yep.
Yeah.
And if you're spiraling on a podcast, shoot us an email, blackswansociety.mail@gmail.com, and really tell me, how do you pull up? How do you pull up? And so that'll
like
be
exercise wise, or like, what do you mean?
Sort of just like a plane. Like a plane, like if you're you're plummeting towards the ground, how do you pull up? So if you could just sort of email that blackswansociety.mail@gmail.com. I'd appreciate your advice this week. Or you can really DM us on any of the social media platforms: TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, BLK Swan Society, everywhere you get the socials. And yeah, that's
one last thing.
Yeah.
Wherever you consume us, whether it's Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, wherever, leave us a review, leave us a comment. It helps other people find what we do. If you're on a podcast catcher of choice, you can just do it in app straight away. It's really easy to do. It helps other people find the show, and we think that what we do is really fun, and we'd love more people to find it. So, and as a reminder, 22nd of December, that is our Christmas special. So make sure you stick around for that. It's going to be a really fun stream. Make sure you grab yourself some bevies for that one. It's going to be really, really exciting. Otherwise, I apologize for all of my behavior, and I'm sorry we kind of went into the stratosphere. I don't know.
Podcast question of the week. How much Taylor Swift did you listen to in 2022?
Let me know. Let me know. Right? Respond in that fucking Spotify app. I need to know how much Taylor Swift you listened to in 2022, and what is your favorite song of Midnight's, because it's a short list, and if you get it wrong, you're not a fan. Seriously though,
sorry, really quick. What's the album called?
Midnight's.
I actually have a favorite song off that album. Funnily enough, I do. It is Sweet Nothing, and it is because it is the. My favorite one is Mastermind, and that is because it is the last one, and you know that you're about to be done.
Wow. I see what you've done there. Mastermind is one of the top 3 songs on the album, despite your fucking... Also, it's not the last song. If you listen to Midnight's 3 a.m. edition, there's actually an additional 8 songs that are all excellent.
I'd just like to apologize. I just like to apologize to everyone for David's... he's bullying this week, quite frankly. He's bullied all of us.
It's not what happened.
What over the whole Taylor Swift stuff, over the whole QAnon thing.
I didn't bully nobody.
He's really just been a big old bully. But so again, I apologize for that. And don't worry, he won't be back next week. Could you imagine? Oh,
you just do it by yourself forever.
Sing us out with a little bit of Taylor, David.
A little bit of Taylor?
Yeah.
I'm not a good singer, though, is my issue.
Doesn't matter. It's all about the energy. It's all about...
the energy.
It's all about the vibe. Okay. It's all about perception. Right. It's not about reality. Are we part of a simulation, you know?
Adjectives and nouns now. You're not really, like, saying anything.
Sharpness. Crystal clear.
Okay.
Okay,
I'm making that piano sound.
Okay, this sounds copyrighted.
What does?
All of this just sounds like sort of a DMCA claim waiting to happen. Okay.
Well, you're terrified of DMCA, so thank you so much for watching or listening. We will catch you next week in the lead up to our Christmas special. We appreciate the heck out of you guys. Be safe, be good, be merry. It's fucking Crimbo. Let's go.
Christmas, bitch.
It's Christmas, bitch. It's spring break.
Sorry, is that the Taylor Swift song that you're singing? I didn't know she spoke like that.
Spring break.
Goodbye.
Bye.